Swadee Krap, welcome to Thailand News Today. It's the last day of the week. Thank you very much for tuning in. And don't forget, we've got our Thaiger Vlogger Challenge at the moment. Today we've got the correct spelling and we've also got the correct link, and that is under this story. So if you'd like to participate, you could be a fully paid vlogger at the Thaiger. But please, you must be living in Bangkok or prepared to move to Bangkok, and you're currently living in Thailand. If you're from overseas, it's just not going to work. We've actually received about 12 entries already, so we look forward to hearing from you if you'd like to be a vlogger with the Thaiger. Time for the news. The CCSA's daily briefing today started with an update about an NBT news presenter, that's the National Broadcasting Services of Thailand, who has attended the daily briefings at Bangkok's CCSA studio and tested positive for COVID-19. The CCSA spokesperson then said that all people working in the CCSA studio, including himself, have been defined as low risk for infections, but they will take a swab test this afternoon and report the test results to the public. The infected NBT newscaster has been sent to the hospital already. Now, today, 309 new COVID-19 cases were announced for the last 24 hours. The majority of the infections were detected from active case testing, accounting for 217 cases. Most of them were migrant workers. 80 were local transmissions, while 12 cases were detected in state quarantine. Poor air quality across Bangkok in the past week is not just caused by the PM 2.5 dust. We're now being told we can blame a dust dome that's formed with low atmospheric pressure, dust and pollutants from the farmland waste burning and greenhouse gases. The Natural Resources and Environment Minister says that the pollutants come from the improper disposal of farming waste around Bangkok's northern outskirts. The mentioning of the agricultural sector being a major contributor to Bangkok's smog problem is a rare official recognition of the air pollution elephant in the room around Bangkok. Measures that have already been rolled out by the BMA include an extension of the work from home policy, lowering the price of low sulphur fuel in the capital, extensive monitoring of waste burning on farms, as well as offering higher prices for sugarcane products which were made in a sustainable manner. Vaccination seems to be the great new hope of most of Thailand's businesses battered by COVID-19, especially the tourism industry. Thai tour operators are now floating the idea of vaccination tour packages to attract inbound travellers after the first inoculations are distributed in Thailand in February. Sort of an STV with vaccination included. They say the tourism plan could potentially benefit those inbound tour operators, hotels and destinations that have been massively affected by COVID-19 restrictions. The Tourism Council of Thailand president said that the 1-month tour packages are expected to cost 150,000 baht, including a 14-day quarantine in an alternative state quarantine or alternative local quarantine facility, and include the vaccination cost. And quoting the spokesperson, the idea is of course still in the early stages and needs more discussions because there are still uncertainties of travel rules with vaccine certificates. Now, this idea again targets the high end of the travel market that even the current STV has been unable to attract so far. Chinese businessmen are helping to feed people in Pattaya after handing out over 1,000 meals to the needy last night. The handouts occurred near the Third Road, with Pattaya City Police nearby to help ensure social distancing and other safety measures. Hundreds of locals were seen queuing for the event well before it was scheduled to start, indicating the increasing need for aid in the financially crippled city. Pattaya is part of Chonburi province, an area that's been zoned as a highly controlled area due to the cluster of COVID-19 infections that started on December the 20th last year. Now, recently, Pattaya has recorded only one new case of the virus in the past 4 days and only single-digit cases in the past week. Local businesses are hoping this decrease in virus numbers will help speed up the reopening of businesses. Now, before we go any further, this is Kun Pruk, who is the head of our Thaiger team, writing all the Thai content. And how do we say the name of Pattaya? How do you say it as a Thai person?
Pattaya.
Again?
Pattaya.
There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thailand's broadband internet speed is ranking #1 after a speed test was conducted in December last year. Its ranking climbed 2 spots from the previous speed tests out of 176 countries by the Speed Test Global Index, beating out stiff competition from countries more noted for their tech and communications. Singapore and Hong Kong are now at #2 and #3 place according to the test, which is measured monthly. The test uses millions of data points from real people who use the speed test tools. Despite the tests being originated by a US company, the US ranks 10th on the list. Thailand clocked an average fixed broadband speed of 308 megabits per second for downloads last month, beating out Singapore for the top spot. The global average fixed broadband speed was 96 megabits per second for downloads and 52 megabits per second for uploads in December. Well, that's all for Thailand News Today this week. We've also got our week review that comes out tomorrow, featuring some of the main stories from the week from Jet and myself. But from all the Thaiger team, please have a fantastic weekend. We look forward to seeing you again on Monday.